was never supposed to get band 9 in IELTS. In fact, if you saw my writing and speaking a few years ago, you would have said, "Brother, you can do it." Today, I'm going to tell you the exact journey, the mistakes, the failures, the breakthroughs, the secrets, and the mindset that took me from a scared, broken English learner to a band 9 IELTS scorer. And if someone like me can do it, trust me, you can too. Just don't skip anything, because every minute of this story contains a lesson that could change your score and maybe your life. I still remember the first day I decided to take IELTS. It was not a big dream. It was just a simple hope. I wanted a better job, a better life, a chance to prove myself. But inside, I was terrified. When I sat for my first mock test, I scored listening 6.0, reading 5.5, writing 5.0, speaking 5.5. Overall, 5.5. Why does English feel impossible? I asked myself, but little did I know that this failure was the beginning of something great. I started preparing the wrong way, just like most students today. I memorized essays. I wrote long vocabulary lists. I practiced speaking alone in my room like a robot. But then, one day, something changed. I met a teacher, not a certified IELTS expert, just a wise old English professor. He asked me one question that changed my entire mindset. Why are you learning English? To pass IELTS or to express ideas like a human being? That question hit me hard. Here's how my life changed. I stopped memorizing vocabulary. Instead, I started reading articles I enjoyed. I stopped repeating answers. Instead, I started having real conversations with real people. I stopped trying to sound smart. Instead, I tried to sound clear. I stopped focusing on difficult words. Instead, I focused on simple, natural, meaningful sentences. I watched English movies without subtitles. I listened to podcasts while walking. I started thinking in English, writing in English, dreaming in English. And slowly, I felt a shift. Something inside me clicked. You won't believe this, but I used to freeze during speaking tests. Whenever someone asked me, "Tell me about yourself," my mind became blank. I used to think, what if I make mistakes? What if the examiner laughs? What if I forget everything? But here's the big lesson I learned. The examiner doesn't care about your mistakes. They care about your ideas. So I trained myself to speak without fear. How? I practiced speaking for only 10 minutes every day. Not 2 hours, just 10 minutes. I chose a topic, set a timer, talk without stopping. No correction, no fear, just speaking. After 30 days, I became unstoppable. Let me confess something. My writing was horrible. Paragraphs had no structure, ideas were scattered, grammar was weak, vocabulary was mixed. I used to think writing long sentences would impress examiners. Wrong! Then I learned the biggest writing secret of my life. Writing is not about English. It is about thinking. Once your thinking becomes clear, your writing becomes powerful. So here's what I did. Vex 1, I stopped writing immediately. Before writing, I spent 3 minutes planning. Vex 2, I used simple structure. Introduction, body 1, body 2, conclusion. Vex 3, I used one idea per paragraph. Not 5, just 1. Vex 4, I used simple vocabulary. Not ameliorate, plethora, ubiquitous, just natural English. And Vex 5, I wrote examples from real life, not fake studies. After 45 days of this method, my writing went from band 5 to band 7.5. And that was the moment I knew band 9 is possible. For listening, I changed my entire strategy. Before, I used to sit like a student. Lean forward, panic, try to catch every word. Then I learned something. Listening is not about understanding everything. It's about catching the answers. I trained my brain to focus only on keywords. For reading, I mastered scanning and skimming. I stopped reading every word. Instead, I searched for names, dates, opinions, examples, keywords. Reading became easy. Listening became fun. And my scores slowly began rising. Every success story has a dark moment. Mine happened 1 week before the final IELTS test. I failed a mock test. Again, listening 7.0, reading 6.5. Writing, 6.0. Speaking, 6.5. Overall, 6.5. I felt crushed. I sat alone for hours asking myself, why am I not improving? What is missing? Do I even deserve band 9? Then something happened. I remembered the story of a runner who kept falling, but still kept going because he knew that success is never a straight line. I created a powerful 7-day routine. Day 1-2, speaking. 20 topics, no hesitation, full confidence. Record, listen, fix. Day 3-4, writing. 12 essays, 2 reports. Strict structure, precise vocabulary. Day 5, listening. 8 full tests. Keyword focus, accent training. Day 6, reading. Passage accuracy, time management, paragraph matching practice. Day 7, simulation. I did a full mock test in silence with real timing with no distractions. By the end of that week, I had changed. Not just my English, but my mindset. I still remember the morning of the test. My heart was beating fast. My palms were sweating. Everyone looked nervous, but I felt ready. Listening, I told myself, focus only on keywords. And it worked. Every answer felt predictable. Reading, I didn't read the whole passage. I scanned smartly. I managed my time. I trusted the techniques. Writing, I planned first. I didn't rush. I wrote simple. I wrote clear. I wrote powerful. Speaking, the examiner asked, tell me about a hobby you enjoy. And I smiled because for the first time in my life, I wasn't scared of English. I was enjoying it. I spoke naturally. I used expressions. I used real examples. I laughed. I connected. I expressed myself like a human being. I waited 13 days. 13 very long days. Every morning I woke up thinking about the result. What if I failed? What if everything was a dream? What if I wasted months? Then the email came. My hands were shaking. I opened the result page, and there it was. Listening, 9.0. Reading, 9.0. Writing, 8.5. Speaking, 9.0. Overall band, 9.0. I stared at the screen with tears in my eyes. Not because of the number, but because of the journey. Because I proved something to myself. No dream is too big. No score is impossible. No person is a failure unless they stop trying. If you take one thing from my story, let it be this. 1. English is not a subject. It is a skill. Skills improve with time and practice. 2. IELTS is not a memory test. It is a thinking test. Your ideas matter more than your vocabulary. 3. Grammar doesn't make you perfect. Confidence does. Even Band 9 speakers make mistakes. 4. Progress is slow until suddenly it becomes fast. Trust your journey. 5. Don't study English. Live English. Use it daily. Speak, listen, read, write, even for 10 minutes. If you feel stuck, if your scores never improve, if you feel scared, embarrassed, or hopeless, just remember, I was once where you are today. I was confused. I was nervous. I doubted myself, but I didn't give up, and neither should you. You deserve success. You deserve confidence. You deserve the future waiting for you. So that was my story. How I went from band 5.5 to band 9. If this inspired you, if this gave you hope, then keep watching my channel because I'm going to teach you every step, every trick, every method that helped me become the person I am today. And remember this final line. Band 9 is not for special people. Band 9 is for people who refuse to give up. People like you. Thanks for watching.